Hi students, welcome all of you in video series of NCERT exemplar problems. In this video, I am going to explain chapter number 5, separation of substances for class 6 science. The NCERT exemplar problem videos are equally helpful for students of class 7th, 8th as well as 9th because here you get opportunity to revise basic concept of sciences thoroughly. So I want all students to watch the video till end and the videos are going to be very interesting. Let us start with question number 1. Paheli bought some vegetables such as French beans, ladyfinger, green chilies, brinjal, potatoes which are mixed in a bag. Now which of the following method of separation would be most appropriate for her to separate them? Winnowing, sieving, threshing, hand picking. So the option hand picking is the correct one because the size of vegetables are very big. So hand picking is the best method for separating the vegetables. Question number 2. Bujo's grandmother is suffering from diabetes. Her doctor advised her to take lassi with less fat content. Which of the following method would be most appropriate for Bujo to prepare it? So the method churning should be followed. What happens in churning? Let me explain you. We take curd and then we churn it. हम इसे खूब अच्छे से हिलाते हैं, शेक करते हैं. That is called churning. So in the process, fat या butter gets separated from the curd and the remaining liquid which is left, that is lassi. It contains less fat content. Got it? So question number 3, which of the following mixture would you be able to separate using the method of filtration? So oil in water, cornflake in milk, salt in water, it will completely dissolve. Sugar in milk will completely dissolve. So cornflake in milk is best method to separate by method of filtration because cornflake is insoluble in milk. Now question number 4, which amongst the following method would be most appropriate to separate grain from bundles of stalks? So we have hand picking, winnowing, sieving and threshing as options. So the option threshing is the correct one to separate the grains from bundles of stalks. Threshing is the best method. जब आप जो पूरे जो इसके प्लांट्स होते हैं गेहूं के, उनकी जो लंबी लंबी जो बालें होती हैं उससे आपने दानों को अलग करना है, अनाज को अलग करना है, हमें थ्रेशिंग करनी होती है. क्वेश्चन नंबर 5. 4 mixtures are given below: kidney beans and chickpeas, pulses and rice, rice flakes and corn, potato wafers and biscuits. Which of these can be separated by method of winnowing? तो इसमें winnowing method यूज किया जाएगा. Let us see what are the options given. Okay, actually there are two options which we can separate by winnowing. Number 1 is rice, flax and corn, and number 2 is potato wafers and biscuits. For this we can use winnowing. Now what happens in winnowing? The winnowing method is used to separate the two components in which one is lighter and other is heavier. So you see in rice flakes and corn, okay, the rice flake is lighter, so it will flow away, okay, during the winnowing. And potato wafers and biscuit, again the potato wafers are lighter, okay, so it can be separated by winnowing method. So third and fourth option means your option number D should be the correct one. Question number 6. While preparing chapati, Paheli found that the flour to be used was mixed with wheat grains. Which out of the following is most suitable method to separate grain from the flour? So grain एंड फ्लोर को सेपरेट करने के लिए वी यूज़ द साइविंग मेथड. छन्नी जो होती है ना, छन्नी जिससे हम जिसमें हम आटा डालते हैं तो उसमें आटा तो नीचे गिर जाता है, लेकिन जो ग्रेन्स होते हैं जो बड़े साइज के वो ऊपर रह जाते हैं. सो इट डू नॉट पासेस थ्रू द साइव. ओके. क्वेश्चन नंबर 7. You might have observed the preparation of ghee from butter and cream at home. Which method can be used to separate ghee from the residue? So the question is very interesting. Now let us find which should be the correct option. Here evaporation, decantation, filtration and churning, 4 options are given, and here the answer should be decantation and filtration. Decantation and filtration. You see, when we prepare ghee from butter, we actually, what we do to separate the ghee, ghee is in the liquid form. Okay, now you have to separate it from the residue. Residue is in the solid form. So what you will do, you will do the decantation. Matlab you will take that ghee mixed with the residue in a container, and then you will tilt the container. Okay, कौली में आपने लिया हुआ है जिसमें घी रेजिड्यू दोनों है, उसको आप टेढ़ा करते हो तो उसमें घी निकल जाएगा और पीछे से रह जाएगा रेजिड्यू. उसके बाद फर्दर उसमें भी काफ़ी बहुत घी रहता है, रेजिड्यू में भी, उससे भी आपने और ज़्यादा घी निकालना है. अब हम उसकी फिल्ट्रेशन भी कर सकते हैं. सो योर ऑप्शन नंबर 2nd and 3rd इज करेक्ट. इट मीन्स योर ऑप्शन नंबर बी इज द करेक्ट ऑप्शन. इन एन एक्टिविटी, क्वेश्चन नंबर 8, teacher dissolved a small amount of solid copper sulfate in a tumbler half filled with water. Which method would you use to get black solid copper sulfate from the solution? So here evaporation method is used. To get the black copper sulfate from the solution, a solution of the copper sulfate is evaporated, water gets evaporated and it leaves behind solid copper sulfate. Okay, I don't know why they have written black solid copper sulfate, because the color of copper sulfate is blue, not black. Question number 9. During summer, Bujo carries water in a transparent plastic bottle in his school. One day he left his bottle in school. The bottle still had some water left in it. The following day he observed some water droplet on the inner surface of empty portion of the bottle. These droplets of water were formed due to evaporation and condensation. See what happens. Water droplets were formed inside the bottle now. During the summers the temperature is very high, so water get heated in the plastic bottle. Okay, so it evaporates, and this happens because the water vapor reaches the lid of the bottle. Okay, and at the lid of bottle, these water droplets, evaporated water droplets, it condense and form water droplets. So it get collected on the empty portion of the bottle. I hope you got it. Now question number 10. Paheli asked for a glass of water from Bujo. He gave her a glass of ice cold water. Paheli observed some water droplets on the outer surface of the glass and asked Bujo how these droplets of water were formed. Which of the following should be the Bujo's answer? So we are given options. Number A, evaporation of water from the glass, water that seeped out from the glass, and C option, evaporation of atmospheric water vapor and condensation of atmospheric water vapor. So let us see what should be the correct answer. Here the condensation of atmospheric water vapor, this should be the correct option. Condensation of atmospheric water vapor. Now you see, the droplets of water were formed when the air reaches the surface of ice cold glass. and the water vapors of the atmosphere, it get condensed, okay, and it forms water droplets on the outer surface of glass. That is why you see this phenomenon, okay. Because of this, Paheli observed some water droplets on the outer surface of glass. Now question number 11. Sheila, Saima and Ravi have to dissolve maximum amount of sugar in same amount of milk so as to win a game. Ravi took hot boiling milk. Saima took cold ice milk, and Sheila managed to get milk at room temperature. Now, whom do you think would win the game and why? तो मिल्क में शुगर डिज़ोल्व करना है, एक के पास उबलता हुआ दूध है, एक के पास ठंडा दूध है, एक के पास रूम टेम्परेचर पे मिल्क है. Now Ravi would win the game because he will be able to dissolve maximum amount of sugar in hot boiling milk, and because hot boiling milk dissolves more sugar, and Saima will be able to dissolve least amount of sugar because her milk is ice cold, and Sheila will be able to dissolve more sugar than Saima since the milk is at the room temperature. Okay, so now question number 12. Fill in the blanks with appropriate words. Small piece of stone can be removed from rice by hand picking. Okay. Now next is dash are obtained from stalks by threshing. So its answer is grains are obtained. Husk from wheat flour is generally removed by. So husk is removed from wheat फ्लोर. ओके, व्हीट फ्लोर से हम करते हैं साइविंग के थ्रू. ओके, छन्नी जो यूज़ करते हैं हम, SIEVING. The process of setting of heavy particles is called, it is called sedimentation. SEDIMENTATION. Filtration is helpful in separating an insoluble solid from liquid, insoluble solid from liquid. So now let us move to question number 13, true false question. A mixture of oil and water can be separated by filtration. No, because mixture of oil and water is separated by separating funnel. Like this, there is one glass container. In this, the mixture of oil and water is kept. Now you know that oil is lighter, so it remains above, and water is heavy and it remains below, and here there is a clip. So when you open the clip, water falls down. The moment it reaches the bottom layer of the oil, you again stop the nozzle, and in this way water and oil can be separated. Next is water can be separated from salt by evaporation. Yes, because salt do not evaporates, only water evaporates. The mixture of wheat grain and wheat flour can be separated by sieving. This is also true. Mixture of iron filling and rice flour can be separated by magnet, because magnet will attract all the iron fillings, and it will be separated from rice flour. Mixture of wheat grain and rice flax can be separated by winnowing. This is also true because rice flax are lighter, wheat grains are heavier, and winnowing is used to separate lighter substance from heavy substance. Now, a mixture of tea leaves and milk can be separated by decantation. This is also correct. Now question number 14. Name and describe briefly a method which can be helpful in separating a mixture of husk from grains, and what is the principle of this method. So dear students, I have already told you it can be separated by using the process of winnowing. Husk can be separated from grains, because when the mixture is allowed to fall down from a height, the lighter husk is carried away by air and the heavy one falls directly on the ground. And this method is based on the principle that mixture which have components of different weights, then the lighter particle are blown away by the air and heavy particle directly fall on the ground. Question number 15. Oil mixed in water. So this you have to match, and we will use the method decantation. Iron powder mixed with flour, magnet. Salt mixed with water, we can separate by evaporation. Lady finger mixed with French beans, by hand picking method we can separate. Rice flour mixed with kidney beans, we can do it by sieving method. Question number 16. Long answer type. Both Sarika and Mohan were asked to make salt solution. Sarika was given teaspoonful of salt and half a glass of water, whereas Mohan was given 20 teaspoonful of salt and half a glass of water. How will they make salt solution, and who will be able to prepare saturated solution? Okay, so this question, see, to make a salt solution you have to mix the salt in water by continuous stirring. उसको लगातार हिलाते रहना है and solution बन जाएगा. And Mohan will be able to prepare the saturated solution when some salt will be left undissolved even after mixing the maximum salt in the water, because Mohan has 20 teaspoonful of salt, he has more amount of salt. Question number 17. Paheli was feeling thirsty, but there was only a pot of water at home which was muddy and unfit for drinking. Now how do you think Paheli would have made this water fit for drinking if the following materials were available to her? Now you have to think like a scientist. You have alum, tub, muslin clothes, झीना कपड़ा जिसमें कि छेद छेद होते हैं, गैस स्टोव, थ्रेड, पैन एंड लिड. You see, first of all, that Paheli should filter the muddy water with the help of muslin cloth. Okay, so now she should tie the piece of alum with the thread and put it inside the water for some time and then leave water undisturbed. So these alum causes the settling down of all the impurities which are present in the water. Okay, so when she puts alum inside the water, all the impurities get settled down at the bottom and water from the top can be decanted. Okay, decantation process is carried out. Now boil the decanted water for 10 minutes in a covered pan, and once it cools down, filter the water, and filtered water is fit for drinking. So it's a common process which we follow in our home also, but in home we don't have muddy water and normally we don't use alum. Okay, but the alum is very good, it helps to settle all the impurities down. Now you read the story Wiser Farmer and tick the correct option to complete the story. A farmer was dashed to see his wealthy wheat crop. अरे wealthy wheat crop देखेगा तो happy होगा ना. And ready for harvest, and he harvested the crop and left it under the sun to dry the stalks. And to separate the seed from the bundle of stalk, he अब इसमें hand picking करेंगे, thrashed करेंगे. So here it should be thrashed. Okay, so he thrashed them, and after gathering the seed grains he wanted to separate the stone and husk from it, and his wife winnowed them to separate the husk and later hand-picked to remove the stones from it. And she ground the wheat grains and sieved, filtered नहीं आएगा, and sieved the flour. The wise farmer and his wife got a good price for the flour. Can you tell why? Yes, because they used correct method to get good quality of flour. Question number 19. You are provided with a mixture of salt, sand, oil and water. Write the steps involved for the separation of salt, sand and oil from the mixture by giving an activity along with the diagram. So we have to separate it. How we'll do? See, mixture of salt, sand, oil and water we have to separate. Number 1, you will take mixture in a container, and in another container oil is there. So in the mixture, what is there? In mixture there is salt, sand, oil, water, everything. Okay, so when you put it in an empty beaker, then oil will come out, because oil is lighter now, it will be at the top. Now oil is separated. Now in the mixture 3 components are left. One is sand, another is salt, and then third is water. Now in the second step you will filter the mixture. The sand will be separated and filter will contain salt solution, and for that we will draw the diagram like this. Okay, you will take a funnel, you will take beaker, and sand will be trapped in the filter paper, and below you will get NaCl, salt and water solution. Now in the third step you have to remove the salt from water. So this salty water means NaCl solution you will put on a burner and tripod stand. Then all the water will get evaporated, and at the bottom you will get salt crystals. So this is how we can separate all the 4 components. Very interesting. Question number 20. Mixture of iron nail, salt, oil and water is provided to you. So okay, and you have to separate the each component from this mixture. So it is same kind of question. Now here we have iron nail, so we will use the magnet first of all. Okay, so first of all you will in this mixture of 1, 2, 3 and 4 you will remove the iron nails by magnets. You can even hand pick it, बिकॉज आयरन नेल्स तो बिग साइज़ के होते हैं, आप हाथ से भी उसको उठा के निकाल सकते हो. अगर आपको हाथ टच नहीं करना है यू कैन यूज़ मैग्नेट. मैग्नेट्स में सारे आयरन नेल्स स्टिक हो जाएंगे. इसके बाद ऑयल को रिमूव करने के लिए यू कैन यूज़ द डिकेंटेशन मेथड. You have to take one empty beaker and you have to put the mixture in it. Oil will come out first of all because oil is lighter. Okay, and you can use decantation method. You can also use separating funnel to remove the oil. Okay, next is you have to use evaporation method to remove the salt and water solution, because after removing the water you will be left with salty water, na? Then to remove the salt from water you have to evaporate it. So water can be condensed back and salt will be left at the bottom. So easy. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please like, subscribe and share my channel. Till I develop our next video, stay fit, stay fine, stay healthy, stay connected. Very best of studies. Bye bye.